In 2005, Hurricane Katrina whipped through the southern part of the United States and caused $108 billion worth of damage. Many know that the disaster claimed over 1,800 lives and displaced 1 million people. However, most haven't heard of the 500 Indian men exploited to work as welders and pipe fitters on the damaged oil rigs in the U.S. Gulf Coast. Promised permanent U.S. residency and a good job, these men each paid recruiters $10,000 to $20,000. Workers, mostly from Kerala, India, began coming to the United States in 2006. Once they reached American soil, however, the men found out that they were only granted short-term guest worker visas. Many of the Indian workers gave up everything they had to come to the U.S., so without much choice, they began to work in 2 shipyards, one in Mississippi and another in Texas. The men lived in squalid trailers, and their employers stocked over $1,000 from their paychecks every month to upkeep these man camps. Conditions were so bleak that one man attempted suicide in 2007. Following this incident, the company raided some of the men's camps, detained 2 men, and threatened to deport them. More suffered abuse, and the company took away their visas and work permits. Eventually, a group of workers started to complain about their working and housing conditions. They began to seek information about legal assistance, their rights, and potential options. These actions culminated in a March 2008 protest by about 100 workers. The men hosted several marches, protests, and a month-long hunger strike. In 2009, they testified before Congress and engaged in public education campaigns about the H-2B program. Finally, the workers submitted a report to the U.S. Department of Justice and filed charges against their company. In February 2015, the U.S. District Court jury in New Orleans found their employer guilty of labor trafficking, fraud, racketeering, and discrimination, and ordered it to pay the 5 plaintiffs $12 million. Jacob, Hemant, Andrews, Sunny, and Palanyandi sought and found justice. Today, there are over a dozen related lawsuits filed against their former employer. This first victory shows that freedom from slavery is possible.